I wasn't originally going to do a video on this, because I really don't smoke as heavily as I used to, but I've been seeing a lot of videos on YouTube about what I did while high, doing this while high, and I felt like I had to jump on the trend. I feel like a lot of people can relate, but when I was a kid, my parents pretty much drilled into me that drugs are bad. Don't do drugs or you'll die. Don't do drugs or your wiener will fall off, or Satan will sever the earth and pull you down to hell, that kind of stuff. Normal parenting. But that didn't stop me from giving it a shot when I was in my high school years. And in that time, I've done a lot of stupid things while being under the influence. This is a story of one of the first times I've ever gotten, like, really high. Like, up until that point, I've been, like, coasting, you know, everything's been fine, I've been functional. But this is the first time that I actually was completely non-functional. And it was actually on Christmas Eve. My sister at the time was a pretty heavy pot smoker. I was in 9th grade while she was a senior, so I had this weird feeling to want to impress her or look cool. So around her, I was always exaggerating how much weed I actually did smoke. So in her mind, I was a very experienced pot smoker, when in reality it was very far from that. I kind of smoked once in a while, and even then I didn't get very high. So on Christmas Eve, my sister goes, "Hey, if you want to sleep really well, you should take this," and hands me what looks like a breath strip, which, spoiler, it wasn't a breath strip. It was just something you put and let it dissolve, and it was full weed. It was full weed. And in my head, I'm like, sure, yeah, let's do this. I've smoked weed before. But if you guys are experienced pot smokers, you will know that ingesting weed the tummy way fucks you up way harder than it is when you smoke it. Not to mention it kicks in really slowly. It takes around 45 minutes to an hour to kick in. And again, I'm not an experienced pot smoker, so I didn't know that. So then I ended up taking a hit of her pen because I didn't feel anything. In my head, I was like, man, this breath strip is for babies. Meanwhile, my sister's looking at me like, damn, my little brother's crazy. He's about to die and he's not even scared. So I'm in my room playing with my Bionicle collection when all of a sudden, my body decides to not work. I feel like I'm walking through molasses. Everything is slow. The room starts pulsing and spinning slightly. So in my head, I'm a little confused and I'm like, huh, I must be dehydrated. So I slowly get up, go over to my mirror, and grab my water bottle by my nightstand. As I'm drinking my water, I catch my reflection in the mirror, and I kid you not, stood and stared at my face for a solid 20 minutes. And I know this because my sister was checking on me periodically, and she had time to go to the store to get some stuff for tomorrow and come back, and I was in the same place. I was just so fascinated by how detailed human faces were. And then I close my eyes and open them, and I've teleported onto my bed. I look at my clock, and it's like 2 in the morning. I'm like, did I pass out? What's going on? And so I go, fuck it, might as well go to bed. I'm already here. So I close my eyes, and I kid you not, behind my eyelids, I see these shapes moving in and out between each other, going wibble up, wibble up, chisel chop, chisel chop, chisel chop. My brain did not even know how to rationalize what the hell I was looking at. So I finally fell asleep, and I was high all day the next day. Which was Christmas, might I add. I'm receiving my presents, and I'm like looking around the present, looking for a wire, peeking out my window to see if a surveillance van was outside. Meanwhile, my sister's next to me looking so unbelievably disappointed. So, yeah. Sorry, Mom. Flash forward like 2 years. I'm almost a senior. I'm finishing up my junior year, and me and my friends decide to take a trip up to Lake Arrowhead because my friend has a house up there, which was the bougiest shit I'd ever heard in my entire life, so of course I accepted the invitation. Let me preface this by saying my friend had planned to take copious amounts of marijuana on the trip, which he put in small garbage bags. It was the most amount of weed I'd ever seen in my entire life. Anyway, we're in the living room, getting high as hell. It's pretty dope. And that night in Lake Arrowhead, it was pouring rain outside. So my high brain is like, bro, listen. You should go outside and just start running through the rain. So I turn to my friend and go, dude, are you thinking what I'm thinking? And he looks at me and goes, probably not. And I go, well, I was thinking we should go running in the rain. And he looks at me and he goes, that is exactly what I was thinking. So smash cut to us running around outside of their house in the pouring rain. Here's a bit of a lesson for those of you who don't know. In Lake Arrowhead, there's not a lot of light. It's not like there's a street lamp on every corner. It is up in the mountains. Houses are very far apart from each other. So we're essentially running around in pitch darkness. History lesson number 2, it's the mountains. There are a lot of hills. So as I'm running in said pitch darkness, I feel the ground disappear from under my feet. And I begin falling down a hill. And this isn't like a grassy plain hill that you see kids doing little rolls down and they're frolicking. No, this was a hill full of sticks, wild animals, bushes, and trees. So I am just falling down this hill, getting speared. My shirt is ripping. My pants are falling off. So when I'm finally able to stop myself, I have to hang out at the bottom of the hill while my friend grabs a flashlight and someone to help me out. But I'm so high that I was laughing my ass off. I thought my imminent death was hilarious. So my buddy grabs his dad to come down and help me out from the hill. Turns out when they actually got a good look at me, my front half was just covered in mud and blood because my kneecaps were so fucked up. Not to mention at the bottom of the hill was a massive drop-off full of rocks, so if I did fall all the way down, I probably would have died. Let's just say, in the past couple years, I've decided to not smoke as heavily as I used to, because I know for a fact every time I do some stupid shit, and I'm not so keen on dying this early in my life, so yeah. Anyway, those are a few stupid things I've done while extremely zooted out of my mind, and that's about it. See you later.